one of the most enjoyable parts for me about being a writer, I think that I would consider myself a full-time writer for the past probably 8 years, has been forming friendships with other authors and writers. And before I even had my first article published, I was reading the work of our first guest, Leslie Leyland Fields. Though we are roughly the same age, I think Leslie might be a year older than me. She is the author of 12 books. I don't know, did you start when you were 18? I'm not sure, but that's pretty phenomenal to me. The most recent two being Forgiving Our Fathers and Mothers and Your Story Matters, which is this book, the one that just came out. I never know which way to go here. And she will be starting another Zoom-based class on telling your story in October. And the link for that is going to be in your chat as she's talking. Leslie speaks across the globe. She's a teacher, she's a writer, she's an author. She and her family run a commercial salmon fishing business, no kidding. And she and her husband, Duncan, have actually raised 6 children together during their 43 years of marriage. Leslie is one of the most creative, energetic, thoughtful, and kind human beings out there. So Leslie, thank you for coming all the way from Alaska, and over to you.
Hi, Dorothy, and hello everyone out there. I really am honored to be part of this book launch. And you took all the things I was going to say. I was going to say I've been married for 43 years, and we've raised 6 kids. But thank you for that intro. And yeah, I'm here to support it, not just to support Dorothy, but to support this book. Here's what I said about this book. I've got a blurb on the on the inside page. I am so grateful for this book and for Dorothy Greco. After 42 years of marriage, typical marriage books just don't cut it. I need a book and an author who gets the wildly textured ups and downs of long shared histories, who can still inspire us forward. Greco does this brilliantly. She has woven together an astonishing blend of research, theology, interviews, and personal stories. I am nearly breathless with insight and encouragement. This book will change your marriage. And let me say, I'm going to give you just a little sort of thumbnail about my marriage and why I'm so excited about this book and why this book is so important. My marriage has unfolded in a pretty extreme setting. We live in Alaska, and for 4 months of the year we live on an island in Alaska, and for 4 months of the year we live on a remote island. It's just my family and I live there. It's out in the bush, and we work in commercial fishing. So that culture, the culture and the setting in which our marriage has taken place, is a culture of sort of hyper masculinity, ultra masculinity, where feelings and mutual decision making were definitely not a part of the culture. So it has been a long road to get us where we are now, 43 years later, to a place of loving and respecting one another, and being joyful and hopeful about the future. But we still need help. We still need help processing the past. And Dorothy's book is so valuable and so helpful here. And, you know, a lot of people think that how can, you know, after you've been married for 20 years or 25 or 30 or 43, is it possible to still grow together in this middle space of life? And it is possible, and Dorothy really shows us how. There's a whole chapter in here on disappointments, and when she described her book, she used the adjective fiercely honest, and I think that's an accurate adjective, and that's what I love so much about this book, is the fierceness of its honesty. Marriage in the Christian culture, it's very difficult to find people talking and writing in a way that's fiercely honest about struggles that that marriages have had. And this is why I stopped reading marriage books a long time ago. The examples of struggles that people had, this sounds cruel, but were so laughable to me. And so I love the realness of this. There's an interview with a woman who was married for 20 years and their husband died. This is a real interview, just real truth, hard, beautiful words. And I'm probably already going over my time. I want to end with Dorothy's words, because she's the one who's written the book, and she's the one who has labored and sweated over writing exactly the right words. And I have to read them, just 2 short paragraphs, but listen. Though our losses might be compounding in quick succession, who else says that, you know? The horror of those losses won't stop the flow of blessings. It's also true that the richness of the blessings can't and won't diminish the pain of our loss. Embracing this paradox stretches our souls so they can contain all that God is doing in and through us. Of this we can be assured: the God of the universe walks with us during seasons of sickness and health, abundance and lack, certainty and doubt, always offering us the hope of glory. And it goes on. It's so beautifully said, but that's why this book is important. And I hope that people will spread it, you know, from hand to hand, the acknowledgement of the hard places we've been and still where we want to go, and a map, a roadmap to help point us forward. So thank you, Dorothy, for the blood, sweat, and tears, and Christopher too, for your whole involvement in this. It's so apparent that this is really from both of you.